Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome to Subnautica Below Zero, which I will be completely honest with you is one that I've been looking forward to recording. The first Subnautica was the game that I launched the channel with, and it got quite a good reception. People seem to really quite enjoy coming back for that week for week, so looking forward to doing that again with this one. Couple of provisos on this. I've only played Below Zero once all the way through, so it's not blind, but there are quite a few things that I missed in there. In regards to that, I would ask that people don't spoil too much in the comments, because I know that we're going to have some viewers that haven't watched or seen or played Below Zero before, so I don't really want too many spoilers in any of the comments, because I don't want to ruin it for those people. There are some quick key questions that I will ask as we go forwards, but that's kind of my opening bit there. The only other thing is I do have a couple of mods on this one, which I wasn't able to do on the original Subnautica because I was doing that through Game Pass, but I own this on Steam, so I can mod it a bit more. They are all quality of life mods. Because I didn't want to change too much, so they're all quality of life, and I will address them as I come across them. But that being said, with no further ado, let's crack on. Okay, here we go.
This is the farthest that I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me and Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altair's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
I do love the opening of this. It's very, very cool.
Approaching 45-46 feet. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
And we're down. This is still, I've adjusted the sound, but this is still coming through louder than I thought it was, so yeah, when I get a second I'll adjust that back. Right, okay, yeah. I did test that with the sound, but that's still coming through much louder than I thought it was, so let's bring music, voice and ambient back down, because I already cranked the master down, but right, okay, so here we have our drop pod.
45-46 feet. Enjoy your stay.
Now there's a million flares around. I'm not going to be grabbing them, but we're going to have water. So talking about the mods that I had installed, you might have noticed the first one. I mentioned it in the very first Subnautica that it's, to my mind, an issue that you've only got 5 quick bar slots when you've got, I don't know, 7, 8 different tools. So you'll notice, looking at the bottom, the very first mod I've got is more quick slots, because yeah, then I don't have to keep faffing and changing. Right, okay, we've got a new measure, so we're on land this time, so you'll actually notice I don't have an oxygen monitor at the moment in my sort of left hand bit, because I'm above ground.
That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
Okay, but I've actually got a temperature one, because in Below Zero, when we're above ground, we have to worry about freezing to death, which is, you know, a nice new mechanic they put in for this one. So we don't have to worry about that below ground. Look, you can see it dropping now. I'm away from those heat lamps. So, into the water. So it's a bit of a different start to the original Subnautica, where you crash on the life pod. You actually start with your... I'm going to be grabbing stuff as I go. Yeah, you start with... Come here.
New creature discovered.
Yeah, you start with your little base where you've got your sort of fabricator and all the rest of it. In this one you have to go and find it. So get this, because like in the first one, my opening priority is going to be giving me more oxygen. Case in point, because you run out so fast. Oh, that was deeper than I thought it was. Okay, let's start heading towards the pod. Right, let's go back down again. So, one of the questions I'm going to open to you guys, and I do want this in the comments, is last time I played this, I built my base in the Coral Bridges zone, which was kind of cool, and I liked it there, and it was quite pretty, but I want to build it somewhere different this time, and I want you guys to tell me where you want to see me build it. Now, for those of you that have never played this before, I appreciate you won't be able to answer that question, but hopefully those that have played it before will sort of give sort of what they're thinking, and better go in and get some O2, and then we should have some story.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Altera on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Altera blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayu I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
Okay, so I'm going to finish my first...
Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
Okay, so I'm going to finish...
Plants contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
Okay, so I'm going to finish my first thought, and then I'm going to address those bits there. So I want to know where the base it should be built, and I want you guys to tell me that. Now, like I said, I know there are going to be some people here that have never played Below Zero before, and so can't contribute to that. But for those of you that do, or have played it before and give me some suggestions, tell me why you think it should be in that location, because then it will let those that haven't played it before, at the very least, sort of get an idea. And then they can say, oh, this one sounds cool, and then they can join in with like a like or something and say that's where they want it. Because what I'm thinking is, I don't want to spoil where things are and what's going on, but if someone says, oh, like the lighting's here beautiful, or this is a really cool place because there's a lot of diverse life forms and creatures, you can say that and not break any spoilers. So I just want to kind of keep people involved. So that's the plan. Now, where it comes to dealing with the story elements, unlike the original Subnautica, an awful lot more of this has been voiced. So there was that voice log that I just let play a minute ago, and I'm going to be doing that an awful lot more. So when I get those story elements, I'll probably go quiet and just let the voice log play, because then that's going to sort of cover it off for everyone. And come here, you hoopfish. There we go.
Creature discovered.
Yeah, that will then let everyone...
Oxygen.
see the story and get what's going on. Right, okay, let's cook this hoopfish because we are hungry. So we're going to start that going again. Right, and there was a databank. So we had personal log.
I was a little nervous about dropping into an unknown area, but luckily, this biome seems to have an abundance of minerals I can use for tools and upgrades. I didn't want another situation like Bazantos 5. When Xenoworks dropped me off, there were barely any resources. I survived off the land for 3 months with just a knife, my lucky PDA, and some rope. I am still kind of proud of that, though.
Okay, so the first thing I want to get are some of these clusters, because we're going to need some rubber.
Synthesized.
Oh, I forgot how slow you are before you get any of the flippers or anything.
Oxygen.
Wow, okay. Yeah, so we're going to need the rubber. And we're going to need to go back to those pods in a moment, because I'm going to need the fibre mesh for the improved O2 tank. And then we're just going to, continue spreading out a little bit and exploring. Okay, so let's put all of this in here. And I know some of you might be pulling a face as to why have I put all of those in there at the moment. And the answer is because one of the second mod I have installed is the EasyCraft mod. So what that will do is it will cover off prerequisites. So for example, if I need, can't do it at the moment, but the computer chip that you need copper wire for, I don't have to go, oh, build the copper wire, then build the computer chip. I can say build the computer chip and it will do the copper wire as part and parcel of it, speed up the playthrough a bit. What it will also do is pull from nearby storage, so I don't need to have them on me. So that's what's going to help with that. So for example, if I go and do the knife, see I need the silicon rubber. You can see it's in red because I don't have it, but I've got the creepvine cluster, so it knows I've got the prerequisite to build the rubber. So it will just skip it out for me. Okay, right, now we've got the knife. Now we need to head back and get some of that fibre mesh so we can do the O2 tank. Right, and chop chop. Okay.
New blueprint synthesized.
And that's one of the other bits I found a little bit strange coming to Below Zero. And again, if you've played both, let me know if you found that as well, where they swapped over some of the mouse keys. So where something used to be a left click and it's now a right click. Did you find that off-putting? Because I certainly do. Right, okay, and then we want our O2 tank. So that should give us more oxygen.
Additional blueprints to your databank.
Perfect, right, and then we want a scanner.
Standard oxygen tank can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
And then we'll want... the air bladder I actually find useful in this one, so I will get an air bladder.
If you are tired of hearing the word oxygen, the air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
Okay, what else do I want? Got the fins. We're gonna need a battery. What are we missing for the battery now? Oh, the ribbon plants. Okay, fine. Alright, but with a scanner, we can start looking at more bits and pieces, which is good. Okay, because hopefully around here we should find some... Just scanning everything at the moment. Shelf coral's not so useful. Hopefully we will find... Oh, come here, you. Completely lost that bladder fish. There's a boomerang.
Discovered.
Right, because I want to find the sea glide parts. Because we're going to want a sea glide. Everyone seems to have gone to sleep at the moment, which is great. Lets me grab everyone. Just stocking up on all these resources at the moment. Come on. Where's some sea glide parts? Okay.
Oxygen.
And there's... There we go. And why I find the bladder so much more useful in this one than the original Subnautica, because you could do that quicker in the original. But if I quickly swap over to it, you'll see I've got a button to replenish oxygen. So it gives you an emergency 15 seconds of oxygen, which, to my mind, is great. Like, that's a really useful alternate use for it. Because you don't want it getting stuck into the ceiling or something. So I really, really like that. But again, I thoroughly enjoy Below Zero, and I want to do a bit more of the base building in this one. I didn't do a huge amount of base building in the original Subnautica. I just, on that playthrough, I just, you know, did what I needed to construct everything and get going and complete the game. But on here, I do actually want to do a bit more, like I say, base construction. Still no sea glide components. I am going to try and follow a similar rule as I did in the last one, where I'm not going to make a beeline for things where I know where they are. I'm going to wait till I sort of accidentally stumble into the area or are invited to it as part of the story, because I think that's a more fair way of doing it. Okay, coral bridges. There we go. These big tentacly things. But yeah, so the first couple of episodes are probably going to be a fair amount of, you know, just resource gathering and collecting various bits and pieces to kind of get the basics going, and still slightly upset I've not got a any blanking on words now. Sea glide components. Right, okay, so we do want a torch. Cool. We are going to want a repair tool, but I need the sulfur for that. I'm not going to use flares. There's so many flares in this game, it's ridiculous. Okay, right. A sea glide is our objective. That's what I really, really want to get. And I cannot... I'm sure the components are, you know, just randomly dotted around here somewhere. Sure they are. But I can't quite remember. Also should have turned all of those bladder fish into water while I was back at base. But oh well. Creature eggs, quartz. There we go. There's our torch. Oh, we're getting deep under the water now. Oh, yeah. I don't want to get caught under that ice shelf. There's a sea glide fragment. Awesome. That's what, 1 of 3. Right, let's just run up and get some oxygen quickly. Okay, and then we're just going to keep looking. Because, yeah, sea glide is what I want. Because that lets us expand and look at so many more things. There's another one. But yeah, the danger with below zero is, like you see, there's an ice shelf. You could easily get trapped under that. You can't just swim straight up when you're in the shallows in the early zone anymore like you could in the original Subnautica. And it's a really weird one with below zero, where there are some quality of life improvements that they put into below zero that I think are fantastic, and I really wish they'd make their way back into the original Subnautica. But oh, there we go. There are some things where, and again, this is probably just sequel syndrome, it doesn't quite feel as magical as the original. Don't get me wrong, there are some really good bits in the story, and there are some really big woe moments that I'm not going to spoil for anyone, but
Oxygen.
It's yeah, I don't know, the first one holds a certain sense of magic, and I mean, like I say, I think that's to be fair with any first. Right, okay, hopefully that should be enough to get our sea glide going, and we can head back here to our drop pod. And then what are we going to need? We're going to need some food, we're going to need some water, that's fine. Same rule applies in this one as it did in the first one. You don't want to cook any of the fish until you want to eat it, because for whatever reason they can live in your inventory fine, but they start going bad as soon as you cook them. So leave them there until you're ready to cook them. And we're going to need more fish. Ooh, yeah, we are going to need more. Okay. And then your bladder fishes get turned into water. And it'll be better when we can get some of the more advanced recipes, but that will come later. Okay, right, and now I can move the torch to 4. We can drink some of the water. Right, we can drop all of those resources in there. And can we can get a sea glide, perfect. So you see what I mean there, it's just letting me build the sea glide. It does take the same amount of time and power.
The sea glide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed free diving. contains a built-in light and map.
So it doesn't cheat or anything on that, but it does just mean I don't have to do the prerequisite parts. It just lets me get on with it. Right, okay, so now we've got the Sea Glide. Where do we want to go? Minerals galore, scanning. Oh, we had a...
In goes the battery and titanium. Out comes a scanner. Every xenobiologist's favorite tool. This planet has some fascinating flora and fauna, and I can't wait to learn about them. This will also give me access to a greater tool set. I'm assuming Altera left behind tech that I can scan for blueprints. That should make surviving and exploring out here a bit easier. Don't worry, Sam. I haven't forgotten I'm here for you. But it can't hurt to do a little research on the side, right? I know you would have done the same. I will find out what happened to you. I promise.
Ooh, that's cool. So the very gist of this is an O2 plant. We can come down here and it gives us more oxygen to stay underwater longer, which is cool. So the gist of what's going on there, if anyone's not sure, and you do kind of get this as the game goes on, is we are... I've forgotten our character's name. But effectively we're trying to find out what happened to our sister, who worked for Altera. You might recognise the name from the first one.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
But she got killed. And Altera said it was negligence. We didn't believe it, so we're here to find out what happened with it. Okay. This thing, the mineral detector. Right. Again, serious question for anyone that's ever played this before. Does anyone use the mineral detector? Do you find it useful? Because I will be honest, I never did. I found it really... Oh, I said I wasn't going to pick up any flares, and then I pick up a flare by accident. Right, okay. So you can see we've got some above ground stuff here, and there's some really pretty places. But I have to admit, I am an underground or underwater person. I prefer all of the underwaterness of below zero. So we've got a little research place here. We can go a bit deeper, which is back to where we came. And this is kind of the Coral Arches, and this is the kind of place that I built my first base. Did not realise we were stumbling quite here yet. Oh, there's some...
That sounds like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
Okay, I have stumbled into all of this. I did not mean to come here. But
New blueprint synthesized.
I'm not going to say no while I'm here. And yes, that is a big story element, that SOS call. But we are not ready to deal with it yet.
Oxygen.
There we go, there's our quick way up. Whoa, big high jump. Okay. Wow, okay, so we've got, I think, let's just quickly go up here. Have I just picked up the blueprints for the... Okay, so I've got the high capacity O2 tank, which is great, we're going to want that. Have I got the... Did get the habitat builder, okay. Alright, so habitat's definitely on the cards. So again, guys, let me know what you're thinking on where you want to build the habitat. I don't think I was expecting to come quite this far over this early. Right, let's head back to base a little bit, because I think I've stumbled a bit too far out. I'm pleased I've got the habitat builder, pleased I've got the high O2 tank, but I'm going to need some silver for that. But I think, yeah, we want to just grab that on the way past. Head back a little bit closer to home. Just for the moment, because, yeah, we're not quite ready to go 200 meters down yet and find out what the SOS is about. Okay. And in, so we can drop everything off.
Picked up what sounds like a distress call. Who or what is out here calling for help? Didn't sound human. Maybe it's from a remnant of architect technology. In her message, Sam's colleague did say there was something important here. Even if it's just a mimic from one of the more intelligent aquatic specimens, that could be a major find. Or if it's from Altera, it could have bearing on what happened to Sam. I should definitely check it out.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to find out what's going on with that SOS, but like I said, we are not ready for that yet. What I want to do is keep having a look around here. Now, there is something in this area that I think we're going to stumble across. And I'm hoping I trigger it. I just can't remember what direction it's in. That's where we were before. Do we have any other blueprints that are worth having? Like a compass, I think, would be really helpful right now. Can we do a compass yet? We can, which is copper ore and a wiring kit. So we need the silver for that. Okay, so we've got to find where some silver is. And I know where some silver is. Like, I know the name of the location, but I can't remember how to get there. Oh, grav trap. Again, something I found more useful in the second one than the first. Oh, you can go away, you sea monkey. So this is a sea monkey, and if I let it get too close, right now it will grab whatever tool I have in my hand, which is why I don't really want to get too close to them at the moment. I think this is where I want to be heading, though. That's a sea glide fragment. That's no good.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Okay. And we'll come straight back up again. Whoop. Okay, right. So that went into a sea monkey cave, which is what I want. Because it's in the sea monkey caves that we get silver, but apparently not this one. Oh, there's lead there. Okay. So we need to find a different sea monkey cave. Because there is a much bigger one, which has a lot more in it. And I'm pretty sure that's the one we're going to need to find. But again, can't remember exactly where that is. Alright, let's just grab some O2. We've only got a few minutes left of the first episode, so we'll see whether we can find it before the end. But even if we don't, like I say, we'll just keep exploring and having a poke around and see what we can find. All these things are fun. Salt crystals here. Let's grab one of them because you can eat them. These big fish, you can come up to them and replenish your oxygen from them, but they've got little bitey defenders. So that's one of the things they did do in Below Zero. They put an awful lot more things, and I say that as a generalised bit because you've got those fish and you've got the oxygen plants. You've just got a lot more underwater to let you prolong how much you're down here, which I don't know how realistic it is, but it's still quite cool. And I'm just grabbing a lot of quartz because I tend to always need quartz. And I'm conscious about being here under the water because I don't want to get trapped. That's why I keep looking up, because I want to know where my oxygen's going to be. Oh, there's another sea monkey, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Right, we'll just jump up. Right. Keep looking around. Not seeing much of what I'm looking for, which is a shame. Should be plenty fine for quartz now, though. We've got loads of that. He says, grabbing some more. Stay away, monkeys. Stay away. Got kelp forest. Fruit vines. Is that map going to be of any use? Do you know what? It might be. Let's have a look, because the map says there's some stuff down here. Alright. Yeah, we'll go down there. We'll have a look at that.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
However, looking at the time, that's going to be our next episode. So, thank you very much for joining me, and welcome back to Subnautica. I do hope you're as excited as I am for it. No, get away, sea monkey. Get away, get away. Let's hop up on land. Yeah, I hope you're as excited for it as I am. But yeah, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, they'll help the channel grow, they'll help get this in front of other people. And other than that, I will catch all of you next time.